Hey guys, PURPLEXEDQT here. How are you guys doing? Give me 1 minute. I have to do something that I thought I did on the other screen and it didn't work. So give me a moment. Alright. So what's up? Hey Kim, hey Alyssa, hey Winky, hey Kara, hey Merrick, hey Ninny, hey Christy, hey Vincina, hey Truth, hey Rhonda, hey Badger Girl. What's up Becky? Hey Pat, hey Lady, hey Cheryl, hey Kara, hey Huckleberry, hey Steph, what's up Bonnie, hey Kim, hey Galway Girl, hey Georgia, hey Jules, hey Merrick, what's up Capone? I was just thinking about you. What's up Long Island Girl? What's up Lupus Warrior? Hey Winky, hey Krista, hey Rosebush. Did I miss anyone? What's up Red Dragon? What's up Samara? Alyssa, Wild Irish, Joanna, Steph. What's up, Jackie? You think so? Thanks, Steph. Steph's so nice. So I got a new, I didn't get a new mod. I got a new top and new skins. It's nice, right? Love the necklace. Thank you. You got blasted by who? Yeah, hello to anyone else I forgot. Hey, Puss in Boots. A new top. The other one was yellow. This one is like fancy. Fancy schmancy. So I just have to give a few shout outs. The first shout out is going to go to me. That all of this, I have not smoked. I have not wanted a cigarette. So it kind of tells me that, I mean, I did want a cigarette, but it kind of tells me that my teeth are more important than smoking. So could I do without the vape? No. So I don't want to hear about like popcorn lung or anything like that because I couldn't do without the vape. But I'm really proud of myself. Oh, you know what, Kim? I meant to do it and I forgot. First shout out goes to you, Ninny. But I really am. I can't believe that I didn't do it. That I didn't smoke through all of this. I'm like, wow. All right, let me just go ahead and unblock Ben. I forgot. Poor Ben. He sticks up for me so much, and then I block him, and I forget to unblock him. All right, let's find him. Let's see. Ben's fake name. There it is. Well, that was easy. So many new names on here. Alright. Alright, so you can let Ben know he's unblocked. Alright. Your vape container reminds me of the Bath and Body Works soap container. Okay. Hey, Charlotte. Hey, Amelia. So, second shout out I have to give is another thank you to MFW for a fantastic night. I hope you guys all saw the video. It was wonderful. Third shout out I have to give is, I'm going to say this wrong, Tomahawk Sean, who I know is good friends with Katie, who actually made a video today looking at all the drama and stuff. Open arms welcome me into the community, which I explained to him I don't want to do drama, but it's nice to know that I can do drama, and I'm welcome into the community to do drama. So that's good to know. I still don't want to do it, but it's good to know that he welcomed me with open arms. So that was pretty cool. And you guys should check out his video too. He says fudge something. There were some highlights to last night, which I think were awesome. But some of the things that were said, and this goes out to everybody. This includes subs, Patreons, everyone. The big gist of what I got last night is I don't believe that screenshots that are going around are real. And some of them might be, but some of the things that were said, I mean, I'm pretty good with detective work despite haters. And I'm pretty sure that some of them were, or at least some of them were fake. Because they're saying stuff that never existed. I mean, it's my group. I know what the fuck exists. And they're saying stuff that was in there that never existed. So all you have to do is find one fake screenshot and then nothing is credible. So that could be why so many people fucking hate, or new people hate, or people think I'm so shady. I have a feeling that's what's happening. I can't prove it because I haven't seen it. But, I mean, come on. If all our conversations are that fucking important, more power to me. I mean, I'm really not that special, but at least people should have got paid for them. I mean, if you're going to sell them, if you're going to get rid of them, you should have sold them. At least make some money on them if they were that important. So, that's... Ozzy, I don't have a problem with you. But if it's that important, then fuck it. Then it's that important. Thank you. The video yesterday proved you have the balls to shut some liars down. I think you solved the problem before it even started. Kudos to you. I'm definitely subscribing. Thank you, Janine. Oh, Jermaine. Sorry, Jermaine. So last night went really, really well. I mean, it really did. It hopefully ended a lot of shit. Still gonna get hate. These people are still obsessed, as you can tell from videos that popped up. One thing they should know is I'm never going anywhere. I'm not leaving. They're not gonna crush me. They're not gonna take me down. So I think that's the general consensus of the night, that I'm not going anywhere. Your bell is broke, but another shout out I have to give to our honorary patron. I got to give a shout out to Bless This Mess, who got on panel, stuck up for me, stuck up for Patreon, and did it in a very open perspective because she had nothing to gain, nothing to lose. And I do have to give a shout out to her for that. Thank you so much, Bless This Mess. You can have another month, even though you don't talk much. But you're more than welcome to be our honorary Patreon. I have no problem with that. And what else? I love that shirt Sean had on. And I'm trying to think what else. Ben, Laura said she'd be... Yeah, Ben, I did forget. I apologize. I know you always got my back, Ben. I do apologize. Oh, well, I know what went on after I left, but then I came back because I wanted to straighten out some stuff. Because lies were going on. I think you did great last night. Tough woman. Thank you. And I'll say it again. I said it last night. I'll say it again. Just because she's popping videos, making stupid community posts, whatever. I will say it again. The main reason that I did not go on that panel with Marianne, because I don't want to be anywhere near her, has nothing to do with scared or anything like that. I really don't want to be anywhere near her, and I have that choice. She's obsessed, and I stay away. So I just want to put that out there for anyone that maybe, why wouldn't she go up there? Was she afraid, but she went back? No, it's because I just don't want to be anywhere near her. So, but, exactly, Alex. Thank you, K-Cove. It's like arguing with a toddler. I agree with you. And that's what I'm saying. If you can't get an end result out of it, there's no reason to. I know what they're about. I just choose not to be around them. And I think I made the right decision with the videos popping up. So whatever. Somebody commented before, I don't know who it was, but another thing I want to address with Makeup Mobster. Makeup Mobster and I did kind of call a truce, or so I thought. But then I had asked her for advice, and what I got last night from a comment that I saw, she mistook what I said. And she thought I was asking her to do something that I wasn't asking. I was just asking for advice on how to handle it. Because if I did it the way I wanted to do it, it wouldn't have been good. So being that she's on that side, I wanted her advice on how to handle this, or her opinion on how I should handle this. But I think she took it as I wanted her to do something, and that's not what I was asking. And if she rereads it, she'll know what I meant, because I did say that I wanted her advice on what should I do, how do I handle this, can you help me, can you figure out how I can handle this. So that was a misunderstanding, but she never asked me about it to explain that. So I'm explaining it to you guys, because maybe she's listening, maybe she's not. Ozzy, you want what said by me? It's called taking the high roads. Exactly right, Kim. Ozzy, you want what said by me? I think someone runs so nice. Yeah, but I'm used to that. I mean, come on. This is me we're talking about. Yeah, I know, because a lot of people, you're not the first to ask me. A lot of people have asked me, I thought you and made up. Why is she coming after you? But she's always where the trouble is, kind of strange to me. She's besties with Marianne. What can you do? But that was what I asked her about. So I didn't want anyone confusion. You know, why Kiki went back to the way she was after she said what she said, that I have no idea. I can't answer that. Hey, Denise. I honestly can't answer that. I don't know. I honestly and truly don't know. And am I perfect? Fuck no, I'm not perfect. Do I make mistakes? Fuck yeah, I make mistakes. Who doesn't? But am I shady? I don't think I'm shady. Do I think shady thoughts? Yes. Do I think shady things? Yes. Do I act on shady? No. To me, that's a little different. But I might be wrong. Maybe some people think shady is when you think of the things, or when you plot out these things, even if you don't do it. Maybe some people think that's shady. I don't know. I just always thought shady was when you actually did it. But who knows? I guess everyone's definition of shady can be different. Mandy had nothing to do with all of it. Nini, you're just as shady. Dude, hey, Poppy. Thanks for reminding me, Kathy. The best comment of the night. Best comment of the night that I wish I could pin. I would have it forever. Is when Marianne said to Mandy, you didn't share my private text, did you? You didn't share my personal information, did you? That was the highlight of my night. If I would have been on that panel, I would have jumped so hard on it. But how the fuck can she say that when she has like thousands of my text messages and thinks it's okay and is gloating about it? That's okay. But when one text of hers might be shared, she freaks the fuck out. Okay. But yeah, that was the highlight of the night. What's up, Steve? YouTube is like high school except more or less mature. That's very true. But yeah, it was. That was highlight of the night. I was like, oh my God, that did not just happen. So, and the other highlight of the night was nefarious. When Katie says it the exact same way I do. That was like classic. But she doesn't have a problem with Katie saying it. It's only me. Get the fuck out of here, Marianne. She's just mad she didn't get to purple glass. I know, right? Actually, nobody got him yet. Does anyone care what you think? No one else. Hey, don't be picking on Nini. Hey, Misbehaving. Oh, that's my final shout out. Misbehaving just reminded me. I noticed that a lot of Katie's tips were in support of me, so I know a lot of that came from you guys, and I want to thank you guys so much. That was awesome. Every time she got a tip, I was cringing. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be bad about me, or it's going to be a hater, because she was reading them all out. But really, the majority of her tips came from my supporters, so I want to thank you guys so much for that. That was awesome. Absolutely awesome. And it really, truly showed how much classier this side is, that you guys did that to support me and for saying thank you to Katie for giving me a voice. So I really, honestly, I thank you guys so much for that. I know she does too. I really liked her too, honestly. And I didn't know her. I only watched her a couple times. I really do like her. I have so much respect for her. Okay. So anything from you guys before we start Satanism? I've been called worse. I defended you by writing that you did apologize for your eighth of the pie, that you would mention it, and I heard it with my own ears. I did. Katie is awesome and fair. I did. It was crazy. I mean, I don't know how many fucking times I could apologize for the same thing. Hey, all, not staying awesome day here. I said some truth sober on Ben's last night, Vinny's AM. We love you, Kalea. Read above, obviously responded. I see, hi, Steve. Clear. Read it, Laura, and clear my name. Hey, Sensible Crime. Okay, Ozzy, maybe I missed something. Ozzy, I don't get anything. I got from the first one to read it and clear my name. If you're talking about the recording, I have a feeling you're talking about the recording. And all I'm going to say about that is I don't know who did it, but somehow it happened. I know that you've talking to her. I know screenshots have been passed. But honestly, Ozzy, you know how to get a hold of me. This is not the time or the place. It's really not. But if you want me to say that I know definitively you didn't record it and give it to Jill, I have no idea. You should speak to Jill because she's the one saying that you were giving her stuff. So I can't clear your name totally until Jill says that it wasn't you. Because she said that you've been talking to her and so on and so forth. So you may want to take that up with her. But if it's a matter of anything else, no, I don't think you ever did anything to hurt me or anything. I don't think you ever would do what the others are doing. I don't think that at all. But I can't clear your name when I know there are screenshots that you're giving thinking that I'm going to burn people. So, no, I'm done with this. Anyway, moving on. Hey, Dinap. I'd seen him. She did a great job. I sent you something. Thank you, Kim. You did? Because I didn't get anything. It didn't make a noise. It usually makes a noise. Kim, I would double check and make sure it worked because I'm not getting anything. It usually makes a noise that I got something. Sometimes it doesn't go through. Ninny had that problem. Whoops. Are you speaking of Richard? No, not Richard Ramirez. He's old. Oh, I see, Kim. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kim. Thank you so much. All right. Hey, Samara. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you guys a video first. Because I retaped something. And it's going to open up the case a little. I'm not even acknowledging, baby. I caught it, though. Because they have nothing else better to do. So, whatever. Alright. Diane's last video, they were joking about sexual harassment. Double standard much. What about the people that have been sexually harassed? Maybe that would offend them. Are you serious, Lovey? But I heard she removed it. Someone asked her to hear it. I saw it on a text message. And somebody asked her to hear it. And she was like, no. She's like, well, we decided we weren't going that way. But it's no secret. Ozzy, I know you're not. Well, you were in one side chat. I guess so, DNAP. I'm not really sure. But that would explain why it was deleted. And that makes perfect sense. Because I'm sure somebody said... I'm sure somebody said something. Thank you, Hound. I mean, Ozzy, in all fairness, everybody's in side chats. I mean, I hear more from everyone else than I do people coming to me. So, yeah, there are a lot of side chats going. And yes, you were in side chats. May not have been side chats with me, but yes, you were in side chats. Hey, Jenny. No, I will timestamp it. Ooh, we got a timestamp. So Love V has a recording. Would love to hear it. You can email it to me, Love V, at PURPLEXEDQT@gmail.com. Because that I'd love to hear. Alright. No, I just want to hear it. I didn't say I was going to play it. I just want to hear it. It's okay, Kim. I got it through PayPal. Thank you so much. Alright. So we ready? With that new mod, get some triple mesh coils. I think they are. One comes with it. Hey, Stewie. One comes with it. So I don't know what kind they are because I just bring it to the vape store. But the juice, so much better. Yeah, no, Kim, I did check. It was in PayPal because I didn't hear a noise. Usually I hear it. But Streamlabs, like, changed. But I did get it through PayPal. Thank you so much. And I'm not sure what kind of coils they are, but it's really good. I agree, Jeanette. I was trying not to, but Ozzy was a Patreon for a long time. So I just kind of wanted to give her the respect of at least answering her. No, I'm serious. It's like I'm waiting for this juice for the apple because I just bought more. Like I was waiting for it to have that really good taste again, and it finally does. All right. So you guys ready? Are we done with drama? We ready? Ready for one of my favorite books that I ever read as a child that probably messed me up as a child? Itch and Discuss. Okay. So to start off, we're going to do a little video that you guys, that I put together. And well, I didn't totally put it together. Kind of cheated a little, but it'll kind of give an explanation.
First met, you were in 8th grade or so.
Wrong video. Aww. Hold on. Okay, let me just say, this happened about 20 minutes, because I went to high school in Suffolk County. It happened about 20 minutes from where I went to high school, probably about 5 minutes from, maybe 7 minutes from the Amityville Horror House. So just to give you an idea, you have Amityville and Northport, which is pretty close together. It's like 1 or 2 towns away. But towns are like in Long Island are like really like close together. And it was after a couple of 10 years something after the Amityville Horror, but the whole Long Island, whole Suffolk County got into this Satanism thing. And I know I've said it before that I did acid and mesc before I ever smoked a joint or drank a beer or anything. And that was around 1984, 1985. If I graduated high school in 88, started high school probably 85. And mesc and acid were everywhere. And it didn't hurt that this book played a part of my fucked up years just because I was so interested in, thank you 180 bitches. But either way, you know what? You could say whatever you want, but you just gave me $10. So if that's how you want to talk, that's great. But thanks for your donation. So, and don't worry, I'm not going to block you again because, you know, I want to take your money. So I probably got into all my religion stuff and when I was 13, I want to say 13. So it would have been like 84, somewhere around the same time. And I was like infatuated with everything, religion, mescaline, acid, you name it. So because of that, I really liked this book. And I was always intrigued by the case. When I was looking for stuff for, just keep timing them out. For this book, it really, like, I don't know what intrigued me about it so much, but they say it was the most horrific satanic killing in New York, in Long Island, ever, like to this day. And it was only one kid that killed somebody for $50. But he was whacked. And they actually changed Suffolk County jails because of how he hung himself. And other people had hung himself, but like he hung himself 2 days after he was arrested. Him and his friend were supposed to do it together, and his friend wimped out. And his friend that was with him actually ended up beating the charge. But that's neither here nor there. So let me watch like a little video. What are we talking about? I watch you, but every time you're on here. We are watching... What do you mean I'm on here? Of course I'm on here. We are watching... Talking about Say You Love Satan, the Acid King. Rick Kasso story. All right. Is mescaline like shrooms? Kind of, yeah. Hold on. I hate that I gotta turn everything down. It's a pain in the ass. Alright. Alright. Are we ready? So the music's a little loud in the beginning.
Suffolk County New York police say that a teenager charged in an alleged satanic cult murder was found hanged in his jail cell today.
Richard Kasso and Jimmy Triana were arrested and charged with the murder. It's a murder that has led to 2 arrests, a suicide, and a civic nightmare. A group of youngsters came to this wooded area. 17-year-old Gary Lauwers was stabbed to death. His eyes were cut out.
He required his victim to say, "I love you, Satan," as he stabbed him to death.
It's pretty harsh how they dealt with it, but it does send a message that, you know, those guys weren't going to be dealing with that.
It is my belief that
That's
he was
the father
abducted,
of the guy that was
they
killed.
were just waiting for him. They saw my son as their victim that they needed.
The type of household that he grew up in was part of the reason why things got the way they did.
A Long Island, New York couple said today that it was the devil, drugs, and rock and roll that led their son to ritual murder and finally to suicide last
Hey,
week.
monkey.
I had a big Highway to Hell poster, like Black Velvet poster, and my room was like, whoop, time for that to come down.
You know, it like happened at that perfect time in like the Republican 80s, you know, the Reagan era. These kids are showing up, so it was an easy scapegoat, and suburban kids are always going to be bored and looking for ways to act out.
The original press release was full of errors.
Well, they would build a fire and sit around the fire and take an animal, a dog usually, and torture it to death.
This is like terrible police work. This is terrible journalism.
It became sensationalized. It got a little strange.
You know, they didn't have to embellish on too much because a lot of what they said did happen.
It's kind of like a folklore, like a fucking Babe the Big Blue Ox type of fucking larger than life story, you know? It's just kind of actually folklore, I guess.
Richard Kasso was awaiting trial on a charge of opening a 19th century grave in April.
A hand and a head was supposed to be in the school locker in Northwood High School.
But it's not the whole story, and it's not a town where evil dwells.
He's just an evil kid. Just an evil kid.
Ricky's no different than a lot of us.
I think they fall in the same category as the guys like Manson. They're just crazy people.
Bundy and those guys did a different thing. You know, this has nothing to do with anything like that.
It's a good story, right? Definitely leads the headlines.
It's got all the elements, you know, Satan, fucking heavy metal, drugs. It's meant to be exploited.
Richard Kasso was a dropout, a drifter, and a drug user and dealer.
Oh my god, there's this guy who lives in people's backyards and smokes crazy drugs that nobody would willingly want to touch.
He had a fascination with the devil. Practically everyone in town knew it. Parents weren't paying attention, the kids were bored.
The adults raised the children and killed each other. Had nothing to do with the devil.
The parents just didn't care about them.
Now, pop culture is saying if I wear a t-shirt that has the devil and some heavy metal band name, now I'm a devil worshiper.
People were looking in the gazebo and the markings that were made, and the whole that this could happen in our own backyard was really, really unbelievable to us.
It's really the birth of ritual.
Lady D, that's exactly right. And that's a great call that Geraldo Rivera was obsessed with Satanism. So was Phil Donahue. And it was all around the early 80s. Because don't forget, back in the 80s, at least in New York, you could go to the mall, you could smoke cigarettes. You can go to the mall, you can get cigarettes, you can smoke. Thank you for another $4. But you're kind of giving yourself away with the money donations. So 180. I remember going to the mall as a teenager, and you could buy like razor blades, where like a razor blade necklace, cocaine kits. I mean, that's what, I don't know if it was like that everywhere, but it was definitely like that in Long Island.
Murder course. It was definitely fearful, absolutely. It wasn't, for me anyway, it definitely was frightening to think that that could happen.
It wasn't a cult. There was just a group of kids that came down here that, were basically castaways, and they gave this town a bad name.
I was in a lab on Main Street after dark.
These Satanists are gonna come out and get you.
I don't believe there was a cult. There was 2 or 3 people who walked around with satanic literature, who said or professed a belief in Satan, who said they practiced satanic worship. It's garbage.
Okay. So that was one. Then you have another one. Whoops.
When you and Ricky first met, you were in 8th grade or so.
Yeah.
And,
Now, let me explain. This is the guy. This was 84. I'm going to explain everything when it's done. It was, I want to say July 1st, 1984, but I'll get the dates in a minute. So what happened was, he was the guy that was with him. And he got acquitted after, I think it was 9 months or 10 months in jail because they were just so fucked up that their stories were never straight. So he actually got acquitted.
I just was wondering if you could tell us, how tight were you guys? How'd you feel? What kind of connection was there?
Started out playing. I'm trying to think when I actually met Ricky. It was junior high, 7th grade football. That's what it was. That's when I met Ricky, and then we played football at the school. Tackle football with just the burnouts, and from there I started hanging out with him at his house. And I met him. I knew him for like 3 years. I went to a summer camp once. His parents had a camp, and that's where we ran up to to sell the acid, up to his parents' camp. They weren't there though; they were at home. We went up because he knew everyone around them. They were Saratoga,
Right.
and he knew everyone up there, and we sold acid up there. I had other better friends who were probably better for me, hanging out playing baseball or something, but doing the drugs and everything we did. He was there. We were together, hanging out all the time. We used to go fishing and everything. But we'd be tripping fishing.
You said that to a lot of people, I think Ricky fascinates a lot of people. I think
that's it.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
They're interested in.
See, I wasn't really fascinated by him because I'd done it before I met. I was already in 10 months or 12 months in prison, so nothing really fascinated me no more.
Before you even met Ricky.
Yeah, I wasn't. Took a lot to enthuse me because I thought a lot of things were fake. Being in prison is more realistic. I don't know. It's hard to explain, I guess. But when I was in prison, I was just like more. I seen all the bullshit. What I'm saying, you see so much bullshit, and what's real, what's not real. And I definitely was a Christian, so his Satanism game was like a little. It was just him, I guess.
But you had not been in prison before 8th grade, had you?
No, but I spent 10 months in a drug program. See, I was running away back and forth to a drug program to Ricky's house. Mm-hmm. And then when I turned 16, I did 8 months. See, I violated probation. I got 8 months for that. And then I went and when I got out is when I met Ricky on June. I got arrested for a burglary 3 or something. And then June 17th is the day I got out, and that's the day of the murder. The same day I got out of the county jail, but I was only in there for like 3 weeks at that time. But prior to that, I just got finished doing it in a year bid, 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
So.
You talk about you used to go over to.
Sherry, I was hoping you were in here because I know you remember this.
Ricky's house sometimes when you were kids.
He used to play guitar, and I used to just sit there and hang out.
Up in his room?
Yeah. And before the drug program, I used to go over and we used to smoke pot in his room, and he'd play guitar or whatever, listen to Ozzy, whatever, music.
Do you think Ricky had psychological problems?
Yes. Yeah. We all did back then. How's every one of them kids? I mean, someone brings you to a body, you don't tell your parents you're 15, 16 years old. Yeah, something wrong in there.
No, he got acquitted.
Psychologically, society. I mean, it's just, you're getting bred with the crew that you're with. There's like no other, I don't know, concern. I even see it like in kids nowadays, you know.
Did he seem crazy when you would first meet him? Was he immediately different than other kids? Was he quirky?
No. Well, we was playing football, and every time we went on the field, he used to always say, I hate this game, I hate this game. And he did not like football. And I think it was because his dad wanted him to play it so much. And, I mean, we played Midville Junior High, remember that? And he purposely took the quarterback out. I mean, he did a cross-check. You know, it's a legal hit, but he did it. And he got kicked out of the game for it. He hated football. His dad was pissed. I remember that, and his dad was on the sideline pissed.
All right. So I got one more thing to show you guys, just to give you guys the visual. But I actually have to pull it up. But I'm going to show you guys exactly how this murder took place, because there's a movie about it. So there's no mistake, and I don't get yelled at for something. Alright. Alright. So there was a movie made. A homemade documentary. So I'm going to show you guys just to put it in your head of exactly. This was in 1984, Northport, Long Island. So just to give you the vision of how all this went down, then I'll explain the whole story.
Just go home.
What? I mean, I look nothing like that.
Plenty of it.
I missed the bus.
What?
I missed the school bus.
Hey, you know what I want, man? I want donuts.
Yeah.
This is how the whole thing went down.
Whoa. How many years have we been walking?
I figure doing a visual is good.
Fuck, it's dark.
Shh. You hear that?
What is it?
Yeah. It's just a squirrel. Nah, it's bigger than a squirrel.
What is that?
It's Satan. Up the tree. Could be, man. I remember the first time I saw Satan. It was in my parents' Oriental rug. Dude, I was bugging out, man, because they were just sitting there watching TV, right? And his face was right at their feet. he was laughing and snarling and talking to me.
No kidding.
Yeah, but the worst part was, man, I was perfectly straight. No drugs, anything.
Huh? You can't touch me. Fireball. Fireball.
Hey. Take it, man.
All over, fat boy. Fireball. Double barrel?
Yeah. Now we're partying.
Wood is too wet, man. This fire is weak. Your sleeves, Tweez. Do the honors.
Do you see that? The tree's bending. Look, there it goes again. It starts out on normal light.
It's great.
You see that? You see that?
Yeah, I see it.
Fire shit.
I need something else to burn. I got nothing, bro. Yeah, I see it.
Fire shit.
I need something else to burn. I need something dry. I got nothing, bro. Yeah, I see it.
Can't use my tree. It's too green. It won't burn.
I need something dry. I got nothing, bro. Yeah, I see it.
Can't use my tree. It's too green. It won't burn.
What about your hair? My hair. Yeah, burn your hair. Fuck off, man. It's dry. Find something else. You know what I mean? Your hair will be fine. Fuck you.
Tommy! Bring over the knife.
I know why it's doubling. All right. All right. I know, the noise killed me too. So now you guys see what actually happened. So now you guys get a visual of what happened. And the reason I did it like that on purpose because I wanted you guys to see it like that. I know, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was on. But I wanted you guys to see it like that for a reason. Now, understand, they were all on joints laced with LSD. They had 4 hits of mescaline, 5 hits of acid. I mean, they were high as kites. And there was this guy that Ricky had met who convinced him to get into Satanism. And he basically convinced him, although it was high as a kite, but he basically convinced him that the only way that he's going to get his life in order is if he makes a sacrifice to Satan. That's why he ended up killing this kid. I mean, besides the fact he was whacked, but that's why he ended up killing this kid. Within 2 days of being arrested, the 2 of them went on like a ride. They were going to go to California. They bought a car. They were heading to California with all these drugs. And halfway through, they stopped, to sleep. And they woke up and the cops got them. The cops, yanked them out of the car and totally got them. Arrested them. They were both supposed to commit suicide together. One chickened out. One went. And that was it. The case was over. You never knew more about it. What's up, D? You never knew more about it because he killed himself. So you only knew the other guy's side. But like I said, they were so fucked up that there was no way to even do it. As far as the story goes. Hold on, let me switch. Alright, as far as the story goes. It was in 1984. It was June 16th of 1984 in the woods of Northport, Long Island. He was a drug dealer and a self-identified Satanist. Ricky Kasso, which is his name, also known as the Acid King, because he dealt mescaline and acid. George Lauwers is who he brutally murdered, and it was over $50. Still don't know why he did it, other than he really truly believed that if he made a sacrifice to Satan, at least from what I remember of the book, it's been a while, 30 years, but 35 years. But if he made a sacrifice to Satan, he'd be able to get his life back on track. Because he fell in love, and his girlfriend's mom, parents didn't want them with him, so they sent her up to upstate or something to get away from him. And he was heartbroken, and he just wanted to get his life back together. He dropped out of high school at 17, and he just couldn't get off of acid, LSD, PCP, which is angel dust, and his whole life was like a trip. For 2 or 3 years, all he did was trip 24/7. How he afforded it was he would sell it and then use the profits. Instead of profits, he would just eat it. He would bum around at friends' houses, everything. He was not a good guy. They said he was mentally fucked up. He was young. He was 17. He stabbed him 32 times. He gouged his eyes out. Literally gouged his eyes out. The 2 teens that witnessed the murder claimed that he shouted to the victim, "Say you love Satan." The problem is, the guy never said it. And that's why he kept stabbing him over and over and over. Because got him as hard as he can. Because he really wanted, he really wanted him to say you love Satan. Now, they noticed that Lauwers was only able to state that he loved his mom before accepting all the mutilations that were being done to him. Rather than cover up the crime, though, like a normal person would, especially that bad, Kasso boasted to everybody he knew about the butchering he committed. He even went as far as to lead other kids in the neighborhood to go by the murder site to gawk at the body. On July 5th, which was a couple of weeks after the murder, he was finally arrested. That's when they were driving to California. Ricky confessed, only last 2 days in lockup before fashioning a makeshift noose and a bedsheet and hanging himself in his jail cell. Now, back then, the jail cells were really tall and the ceilings had bars on them. So all you had to do was climb up your jail cell with a sheet wrapped around your neck, tie it around the top, hang yourself, boom, done. It happened more often than people think in jail cells. Then Suffolk County changed the jail cells, and you could no longer do it. That's why a lot of prisons now, though, have glass instead of the bars, because the bars made it too easy for people to kill themselves. Is it a document? I read the book many years ago when I was a teenager. I read the book. The book is called Say You Love Satan. I looked online for books, documentaries. There really isn't any. There's some homemade ones. There's ones that people... There was this one group that was going to put one together, and I don't know what happened to it. They closed their GoFundMe or whatever. So I don't know. He was definitely interested in Satanism. He was rumored to be a member of a local group called the Knights of the Black Circle, who are rumored to have thrown a family party ritual in the Amityville Horror House. It has, however, never been officially substantiated if that's true or not. It was clearly a case with a kid with serious mental health issues, substance abuse problems, and a fascination with Satanism. Northport Police Force, swept up in the already ongoing satanic panic of the day, took the story to a higher, more absurd level, implying that their official statements to the press that the murder was, in all likelihood, evidence of a satanic conspiracy. Now, again, this was back in the 50s, in the 80s, where Satanism was huge. Huge. And it's really kind of fucked up that, you think about, like, West Memphis 3 didn't happen for 10 years after this. So this whole Satanism, like I said, I don't know how it was in other parts of the country, but in Long Island, it was big. And I certainly remember it. I mean, it really was big. So the cops issued this statement. Said Kasso is a member of a satanic cult and worships and partakes in rituals honoring the devil. Kasso further indicated that on his last stabbing of the victim, he heard a crow cry out. This was an indication to him that as a Satan worshiper, the devil had ordered him to kill Lauwers. Now again, being that he hung himself as soon as he got sober, because that was the thing, he never wanted to come down. Whenever he came down, he had some serious issues. So he just wanted to stay high all the time. So the media took this and ran with it. Articles covering the story blamed the influence of drugs and heavy metal music, of course, as leading Kasso into the world of Satanism and murder. When Jimmy Triano was tried for being an accessory to the murder, prosecutor claimed in his opening statements that Kasso forced Triano and other friends to pledge their loyalty to Satan, and stated they had participated in other rituals before the night of Lauwers' death. Now again, like we said before, Geraldo Rivero was all about Satanism. What did I just do? Geraldo Rivero was all about Satanism. This was like the mid-'80s, heavy metal music. Now you have all the... the glam rockers hadn't even hit yet. This was... like Guns N' Roses came out in 87. So this was like AC/DC, Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath. These were the hardcore metal bands of the early 80s. And they definitely had an influence on just the way people wore, like the AC/DC shirts and concert shirts and concerts. And it was definitely different than the 70s, hands down. Hold on, I gotta restart this. It was definitely different than the 70s, by far. Thank you, Robin. Now, again, you can't really say that heavy metal music played a part in any of this, but society believed it did. The media believed it did, and they were going to hone in on it. Because back then, mental illness was not even thought about. It was like, okay, it was on drugs. So the equation was already clear in the public's eye that heavy metal music plus drugs plus Satan equal murder. Plenty of people listen to Ozzy Osbourne, though, without killing anybody. And even movies like 976 Evil. But it didn't even matter because in the public eye, it was already a given. Especially coming out of the 70s, Long Island, Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath, all these bands had all this heavy metal, murder, drugs, alcohol. I personally believe that's why glam came out in 87, because it had to come out. They needed something light. They needed something happy. They still wanted rock, but they needed something different, and they just had to do it. Blaming media for people's violent actions was definitely convenient for the time. Hands down, it was so convenient. But it didn't hold water. And it's kind of like, how many times did Hitler play Grand Theft Auto before he planned the Holocaust? You can't blame media. So one of the most disturbing facts, don't forget Ben Laura does free exorcism. I do free exorcisms. About Kasso was just how he was involved. Kasso took pride in what he did. He showed the body for weeks. It was almost like he was displaying a work of art. Like, he was so proud of what he did. If he would have lived, he probably would have done it again, or if he hadn't gotten caught. How his buddy Jimmy wasn't afraid he was going to kill him, I don't know. But they really weren't. He was only able to do that for so long because at the end of the day, nobody really cared much about George Lauwers. He was just another teenage junkie whose disappearance barely registered even in the neighborhood. Now, they say if there's any message to be gleaned from this bizarre tragic tale is at the end of the day, there's really no need for mystic monsters and a boogeyman and Beelzebub. Humans are truly scary in themselves when they want to be, and that's a given. So one of my first albums, and I'll never forget this, was, I want to say it was 1984, but I think it was earlier, maybe 1982. I think it was 1982. I'd have to look. My dad took us to Tower Records in Manhattan. Tower Records was huge. It was like the biggest record store ever. If you were born after 1990, you probably have no idea what even a record is. But it was like this round thing that you put on a turntable and you actually played it. My first album ever was Venom. I never really liked them, but I love the album cover. And that's the one thing that the generation now will never know, album covers. Album covers were awesome. I mean, who here remembers album covers? Like, they were just a work of art. They were awesome. I mean, granted, you could do other things on album covers as you got older and got into drugs. But just, like, the artwork that was on an album cover, really, you guys remember, right? Like, it was breathtaking. Like, Iron Maiden, for any metal fans, Iron Maiden had the best album covers. They were so intricate and they were so, like, well done. They were awesome. Hey, Christy. We just turn out the lights and listen to the same album over and over. There you go. Piece of wax. Okay, so someone actually left a comment Someone actually left a comment that's interesting. Said the satanic scare of the 80s is a well-documented fraud as substantiated by fervent FBI investigations all over the country. Not a single conspiracy or group could be held accountable for thousands of imaginary murders. Not even the Church of Satan in San Francisco and their leader, who admitted to the religious ruse for donation, money, and sex. This kid was, as in Kasso, in need of serious mental care. Nothing was learned. So there is a Church of Satan. That's why I wanted to read. There is a Church of Satan in San Francisco, and it was led by Antonio. I can't think of the guy's name. Help me out here. Anton Levy. Thank you, Capone. Anton Levy. And there was a Church of Satan. I don't know if it's still around because he's dead. But on his deathbed, it said that he was praying for Jesus, or he was praying for God. I don't remember which one, but he was praying for something. This is a guy who led his entire life by Satan, or supposedly wrote a book, the Bible of Satanic Bible, which I actually read, the Satanic Bible. And it was not so much promoting evil. Like, it never promoted you to murder anything, and I really don't remember it. But it was a pretty dark book. It was an interesting book, but it was a dark book. And when I heard that he actually begged for God's forgiveness while he was on his deathbed, it was kind of interesting. I thought that was weird. You still have many albums? That's awesome. Hotel California is about the Church of Satan. That is correct. And it's just a really interesting time. I mean, honestly. What else? My first 45 was Blondie, really? Sgt. Pepper's? But yeah, Venom was my very first album. I want to say it was like 1982. Satanic Bible is a real thing. I wonder if I could find... Hold on. Okay, so Geraldo didn't cover it until 87 to 98. So Geraldo jumped on the Satanism probably after West Memphis 3. I'm telling you, I don't think it was big or talked about back in early, like 83, 84. Yeah, he didn't talk about it till 88. So do you guys not know who Geraldo Rivera is? Because kind of funny. No, Geraldo was dead set against Satan. Yeah, I'll show you.
Parents, heed the advice of Pete Rowland's mom. Pay attention. Satanism is not a harmless fad or a passing phase in some of these kids' lives. Ozzy? Yeah? I know that your lyrics are less excessive than groups like Slayer or Venom or Iron Maiden or some of the others, but still, for some reason, maybe it's because you've been around for so long, I see tattoos of your name on some of these, teenage devil worshippers' arms. Wherever I see devil graffiti and satanic graffiti, I see your name also. Do you feel a sense of responsibility, Oz?
The only responsibility I feel is the fact that I'm a true musician of what I play. I don't want to make anybody start doing all this devil worship crap, but that's not my intention. Although I have sang on a few songs about the devil, that's about it. I don't want anyone to harm themselves.
What about the issue of responsibility? What about the whole thing about guilt? Do you feel responsible?
I don't feel guilty. I feel kind of persecuted by everybody because I'm not a bad guy. My intentions are not to harm anyone.
Did you really, Sherry?
It's directly the opposite. Like when people come to my concerts, I want them to have a good, fun evening out, And it seems to me that a lot of people judge the book by the cover more. So they write things about me, or they don't even know what they're talking about,
Well,
he was so normal then.
Lots of people out there, lots of people here in our studio audience who have a very different point of view. We'll get to them coming up next. A look into the dark soul of Satanism. Stay with us.
Good old Geraldo. The other video was removed. I don't know why. He was a cool guy. You can't deny that. So the big thing was, if you didn't know, if you're not a child of the 80s, one of the biggest things about the 80s and them blaming heavy metal, even the 90s, them blaming heavy metal music, it was the easiest thing in the world to blame. You didn't have a choice. It was just so easy to blame heavy metal music. Like, oh, Iron Maiden has Beast. 666, the number of the beast. That must mean that they are Satanists. Oh, drugs and alcohol definitely fried his brain, hands down. Mimi, I don't see it. Irene, I have been. Where? Oh my God, that was another favorite movie of mine. This is Spinal Tap. I can't see him. I don't see him. Yeah, I can't see it. See, I love Black Sabbath too. Absolutely do. And by the way, I just want you guys to know that 180 Bitches has been reported and deleted. So I think that money goes to charity. Someone said that with YouTube, they go to charity. So if they go to try to charge it back, they're going to charge it back to YouTube. And it wouldn't affect me at all. But yeah, so I've reported it. So if they try to charge it back, they're charging back YouTube, and that's their problem. Nothing, it's just trolls donating money, and someone said charge it back. Like, they may charge it back, and I forgot about that, so I just deleted them. I mean, I just reported as harassment, so it won't go against me. So they're the ones that lost $15. I didn't know War Machine. Clockwork Orange, never liked it. It was too weird for me. It was just so weird. But let me just explain. Satanism, back then, everything was about music. Everything was about let's blame music. And I really believe that that's what happened with the West Memphis 3. They were already so into let's blame music that it just rolled with it. Like, all right, let's continue to blame music. A lot of people like Clockwork Orange. I thought it was so weird. Like, so weird. I am Iron Man. Yeah, that's not true, Badger Girl. We tried that. We tried everything. Saying Hail Marys in a mirror 5 times. Doing it with the lights out. Ouija boards. We tried it all. Nothing worked. I actually saw a Ouija board pillow today. That it was a full Ouija board on a pillow. I'm like, who would buy that? It was a little weird. Yeah, just blame me for everything. I murdered everybody. The beautiful people. Not a big Manson fan. Never was. I fell asleep. I fell asleep during Clockwork Orange. I just never found it exciting. It was just lame to me. So, do you guys have any questions on Ricky Kasso? Because I'm actually trying something new, which I totally forgot to do before this live. So when this live ends, I'm going to do another one to see if this thing that I bought with Oni, works. And it streams all platforms at the same time. Like, I get both YouTube channels running at the same time, DLive, Twitch. So I want to see if it works. And I totally forgot to do it. So when I shut down this stream, I'm going to start that one and see if it works. See, Jackie, music can influence a person, but it could go either way. Like, you can't definitively say that music is like video games. It doesn't really influence. His works, I know. Isn't that cool? That it just does all platforms at once. So you can watch me on either platform. But like I said, I don't know what it looks like. I don't know how it's going to work. But I totally forgot about it. Post Laura's Twitch, please. It's just PURPLEXEDQT. What does what it wants? It streams me on all my channels at the same time. I was not a big Slayer fan. Slayer was more of a guy's band. And every time I got in trouble, I blamed the music trying to get me out of school. Took me a while to figure out what was going on. What do you mean? Hang on. So the dogs can't eat it. Slade, creepy songs and album covers. That's true. Kiss for Kids in Satan's Service. So it actually kind of started in the 70s. Well, it definitely started in the 70s. Now the dogs can't eat my Invisaligns. So I'm going to go for about 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to start a new stream. I'm going to grab something to eat and start a new stream on my, and see if it works. Did you like Sepultura? Somewhat. I won't have a Ouija board at my house. You can make a Ouija board, though. Did they eat them? Yes, 2 of them. One of them just disappeared. Like, literally fucking disappeared. I can't find it anywhere. I've looked everywhere. I don't know if they took them outside or what, but totally disappeared into thin air. The first ones I found. One was on my bed and the other one was on the floor. Gene Simmons is a Christian now. Well, that's the thing, too. A lot of the Satanists of past, found God. But, yeah, he is Jewish, by the way. You're right. Gene worships himself. That's a good point. Yeah, I'm telling you, my uncle was good friends with him. He's really not a bad guy at all. I think they did think it was a dog, too. I just read something that Alice Cooper got his name from Satan, from something with Satanism. I don't remember what it was. Like Metallica, the lead man, can't remember his name, but he's actually a teddy bear, but he screams and sounds like a devil when he sings. Had no idea he bought his own bullshit. Oh, he definitely does. James Hetfield. They just played last week in Brooklyn. People say they believe, but it's all just lip service. Most do not take religion seriously. That is true. Good thing you don't have false teeth. Good thing you... I don't have false teeth. Actually, I don't see a difference. I mean, granted, it's only been 3 weeks, but I'm like, I guess I'm expecting a miracle quick. I saw the Alice Cooper in the 70s. He was a witch named Alice Cooper who was burned. That's why. Aha! Thank you. I knew it had something to do with it. My brother toured Metallica for the Black Album. Oh, no shit. I was never a Metallica fan. I told you guys the story of that I was sitting down and some kid in front of me wanted to push him onto me and I fucking kicked him back. I had braces 2 years and they weren't that bad. Granted, I think they drag it out and make more money in office visits. That's true too. No, I like the Invisaligns, but you know, I'm instant result. I want to see instant results. Like I want my teeth fixed in 3 weeks. You know, I don't want to wait 6 months. I could feel my top straightening. This tooth was a tiny bit crooked. I could feel that straightening. Never liked Van Halen either. My favorite music was probably the 80s glam rock. I like 80s glam rock. Definitely liked 80s music. I like Slice Cooper. I don't know who Slice Cooper is. I was just kidding. Oh. Yeah, can you imagine if I had like real false teeth and the dog ate them? That would suck. It'll take time. I know. Oingo boingo. Does anyone know who Marillion is? Any Canadians here? David Lee Roth, all the way. I was not a David Lee Roth. Because you guys are mentioning, like, boy bands. Like, guy bands. Whitesnake Rat. Only 1-2 songs. I wouldn't say I was a fan of them. I just like 1 or 2 songs. Never liked Talking Heads. Definitely not Talking Heads fan. A dog pooping teeth. Can you imagine? Not teeth. Braces. I sing only aloud to myself all the time. My husband loved Oingo Boingo. Went to a few of their concerts. Does anyone remember Marillion? Marillion was the best. Shout Out the Devil. Excellent album. But before getting into music, we can... Oh, Crew is my favorite. We can save the music for the next live, the one I do on all networks. But does anyone have any questions about Ricky Kasso? Or the killing or anything like that? Because let me just say, I was going to do a video on it. I could not find enough information without copying somebody else's. I was looking for old news reports, anything that I can piece together, and I couldn't piece it together. I couldn't find anything. Because it was so old, all I had was like other people's reports. So I didn't want to do that. The one that I showed you was called Ricky 6 or something. But but the book is called Say You Love Satan. But there's been like numerous documentaries, numerous songs called The Acid King. A lot of hit songs had to do with the Acid King because it was just so whacked. Yeah, that movie is called Ricky 6 and it's on YouTube. Lady Deeds does know her stuff. Never a Zeppelin fan. I remember the Nelson Twins. Like the Nelson Twins. They had like 1 or 2 good songs. But I'm going to close out. Hold on. Hang on. Okay. Hold on. Like, if you look up Ricky Kasso on YouTube, you'll find a ton of stuff. I just don't want to steal somebody else's stuff. And there's nothing else around other than other people's stuff. I have not, Georgia. Yeah, there's a couple of good stuff that you can find. A lot of documentaries, like small documentaries. But like I said, a lot of them are just somebody else's material. So I didn't want to take it. I want to steal it. But yeah, here's a link to like all the movies you can find. All the documentaries you can find. And there's a ton of them. And you can also find him on like the most bizarre and horrific satanic killings, like tons of stuff. But there's not one like really good. Looks like there's a new one from a month ago, but you know, another thing with, I don't know if there wasn't a lot of interest in him, and I just like interest because I'm from New York. But a lot of these have like no views, no subs. Like it was almost like anyone that was interested in this case were all small people. Is even the ones that have views have no subs. So it just kind of never really took off. And I don't really know why. It literally was one of my favorite killings ever. Like one of my favorite murders. But like I said, maybe it's because it was maybe because it was something of the 80s. I don't even, the trolls are so fucking stupid. Like, they got nothing else better to do than to bother me. Like, again, obsessed, and we all know it's the same fucking trolls. So, alright. So, I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to, I didn't even realize it was like an hour and a half. But I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to restart in about 20 minutes. I don't even know how to set it up. I haven't used it yet, so hopefully it'll work smoothly. It should be a lot of fun though, because like I said, it's gonna stream on every different platform. So I'll probably go live for like a half hour, an hour, but it's Friday night. What?
I'm gonna tell you about the game.
All right, hold on. All right, so make it like 25 minutes, because Princess over here wants to tell me about the football game she went to.
2 seconds. They might want to know too. You wanna know how badly we lost
Come
against
here,
Muscle
Poopy.
Shoals?
Come here, Poopy.
You wanna know how badly we lost?
How badly?
19-46.
Ouch.
We had 19. We suck, bro.
Ouch.
Yeah, I know.
Say hi.
It was so much
Say
fun.
hi. Say hi. He's like, what are you doing? No, you could stay right here. It's going to stream together. Look at the face, though. His face is like, what are you doing, psycho? Barbara, I'm coming back. Say hi. Winsty. Where's my teeth, Fluffer? Where's my teeth? Oof. I know, isn't he so cute? faces he makes. He's like, nope, I'm not going on camera. Forget it, woman. Forget it, woman. Can I have a kiss? I can't even get a kiss from you. He's like, no. What? He my boo-boo. Okay. So I'm going to go do some stuff. I'm going to come back. And maybe I'll have Fluffer. He's not going to eat my teeth. They're protected. Totally protected. When is the doggy bowl on? Isn't that Super Bowl? I'm glad Wild Irish Rose. And I will see you guys shortly. And like I said, you could pick any channel. It should work on all of them. So I will see you guys shortly. And I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Like I said, I would have done it differently, but I couldn't find enough info without stealing it from someone else. I don't want to do that. So I will see you guys later. I'll see you guys in about less than 30 minutes. Peace. No, I never found them. I just went a week ahead. So now I have to wear these for 2 weeks. I know, isn't he cutie? My little booger. My little booger. Little brat. All right, I'll see you guys in 30 or less.